Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So let us see who is all here. Shalini Mataji, Jai Radha Madhava.
Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari, Yashodanandana Vraj Jana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Vraj Jana Ranjana, Yamunati Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hari Bol. That sets our mood to read the Bhagavad Gita. Let's begin with the invocation prayer, Mangalacharan. And who would like to recite Mangalacharan, devotees?
I can read.
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Tatati Swapadantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakarnitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesho Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindabaneswari Vrishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Bancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hari Bol, thank you very much. Devotees, so we are in chapter 7, verse number 22. Yesterday, almost the entire discussion we spent on talking about the devatas, what are their role and what are Krishna's instruction. And we kind of discussed that this entire purpose of manifestation and we coming into this material world is an opportunity for us to spiritually evolve. It's a spiritual evaluation. So it may take a shorter period of time or it may take a very, very long time. That is why Krishna says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante. We don't know. We have some free will to make it faster. So, maybe I mentioned yesterday that the purpose of all the devatas is to, until we reach that stage of completely understanding Krishna and, come to the status that Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that Krishna is everything. Until then, the devatas, they keep us in the kind of a mode of, dharmic mode. It could be partially sattvic, rajasic, tamasic also be there. But if you see, most of the people in the world, they follow some kind of a guideline, some philosophy. If you don't have philosophy, we will all become like animals. So the devatas have a specific role to play. So they keep the entire material world under the dharma, artha, kama, moksha concept. They may not know too much about a particular god, or they may not know what is their ultimate goal in life, which is Krishna, obviously. So when a person comes to that level, they've gone through several zillions of birth, and then they ultimately, at some point of time, they realize, yes, now I think there is something more to my life. This human, I'm just not this body. I'm a spirit soul. I'm a spiritual entity, but this surrounding is all material. My goal is to understand that I am part and parcel of the Supreme Lord Krishna, and how can I reach him? So that comes after a very, very long time that we don't know, that only Krishna knows. But all we know is that today we have an opportunity to understand that little more. So that is what he's going to talk about in 722. What happens if someone is going to kind of worship to a devata? So let us read that. Who can read devotees 722? By the way, Raghu Prabhu, you want to lead today's class or?
No, you go ahead, Ravi. I mean, it's the best. Yeah.
Okay, so we have Pawan Prabhu, we have Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna, if I may know, who is CG? The name says CG. Okay, we'll wait for them. Anyhow, devotees, why not we read 722?
I can try, Prabhuji. Also,
Sure.
devotees, pranam. All Guru Prabhupada. Tayā, śraddhayā, yuktas, tasyārādhanam, īhate, labhate ca tato kāmān, mayaiva vihitān. Hare Krishna.
Devotees, shall we take a couple more devotees to recite the verse?
Sure, I can go, Prabhuji. Tayā śraddhayā yuktas tasyārādhanam tataḥ labhate tataḥ kāmān mayaiva vihitān.
Very nice, Prabhu. This is tasyārādhanam īhate. Tasyārādhanam. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribol. Very nice. Devotee, maybe one more. Mani Mataji, want to read? Krishna Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. tayā śraddhayā yukta tasyārādhanam īhate labhate ca tataḥ kāmān mayaiva vihitān.
Okay, very good. So, how about one of us read the synonym translation?
Yeah, I'll read the synonym.
Okay, Prabhu, please.
Sa, he. Tayā, with that. Śraddhayā, inspiration. Yukta, endowed. Tasyā, of the demigod. Ārādhanam, for the worship. Īhate, he aspires. labhate obtains cha and tataḥ from that, kāmān his desires maya by me eva alone, vihitān arranged, he certainly tan those. Translation: endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtains his desires, but in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone.
Haribol, very nice, Prabhuji. Let us see what is the purport. I think the purport can be read by one devotee. Let us see who wants to read. Venkatesh Prabhu, you want to read? Maybe?
Sure, Bhagavad. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Purport. The demigods cannot award benedictions to their devotees without the permission of the Supreme Lord. The living entity may forget that everything is the property of the Supreme Lord, but the demigods do not forget. So the worship of demigods and achievement of desired results are due not to the demigods but to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by arrangement. The less intelligent living entity does not know this, and therefore he foolishly goes to the demigods for some benefit. But the pure devotee, when in need of something, prays only to the Supreme Lord. Asking for material benefit, however, is not a sign of a pure devotee. A living entity goes to the demigods usually because he is mad to fulfill his lust. This happens when something undue is desired by the living entity and the Lord himself does not fulfill the desire. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that one who worships the Supreme Lord and at the same time desires material enjoyment is contradictory in his desires. Devotional service to the Supreme Lord and the worship of a demigod cannot be on the same platform because worship of a demigod is material and devotional service to the Supreme Lord is completely spiritual. For the living entity who desires to return to Godhead, material desires are impediments. A pure devotee of the Lord is therefore not awarded the material benefits desired by less intelligent living entities, who therefore prefer to worship the demigods of the material world rather than engage in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, Prabhu. Any comments, thoughts, Prabhuji?
Prabhuji, as it's mentioned here, like all the like every the enjoyer of the fruits is truly Krishna himself. So even when folks pray to the demigods for benedictions out of their material desire or their material lust, the one who fulfills their desire still remains the Supreme Lord himself. It is because of his will that these benedictions get fulfilled. The jivatmas who are bewildered in this material world, who who have this lust to be like fulfilled immediately, they go towards the demigods. But they like every jivatma has to realize that it is ultimately the Supreme Lord who fulfills all these desires. And it is very contradictory to have material desires and having the desire to achieve Krishna prema for a devotee. That is my small understanding, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhu. You have given the gist of the verse. Let's take some more thoughts and comment. Mahesh Prabhu, you want to share something?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, I really like this verse, and it gives me the meaning of like worshipping to the demigods versus worshipping to the Lord Sri Krishna. And basically, I would definitely love to worship the Lord Sri Krishna for all my wishes, even though they are from this material world or whatever. So that way, I don't have to uh, go to the long route and worship any demigods and all that. Yeah, but instead, I can just ask Lord Sri Krishna for his blessings and the path which he has given to me. as like a devotional service to him. And I think that devotional service will fulfill the ultimate desire or the want, which is the moksha, or I would say the blessings from him. Yeah. So that is what I would like to say about this this shloka. Yeah.
Very nice, Prabhu. Haribol to you. We can take some more comments. I mean, today is the so-called Friday, right? Friday, people all feel very happy and best of the mood materially. Actually, spiritually, it's all the same. Every moment is very, very blissful. Every second. But we have forgotten completely who we are. We have settled down for a very, very bad deal. The bad deal is that you struggle all the, 160 hours, and you just want a little bit of happiness. That Friday evening, 2 hours, maybe I'll feel a little relaxed. I don't have to go work tomorrow. Or, it's all very so temporary and fragile, right? That is what we need to discuss. So let's take some more thoughts. See, why should we even we keep on hearing the phrase surrender? What is it? I mean, do we really need to surrender? Or what is Krishna saying? Because in the material world, surrender is a very harsh word. What do I benefit by surrendering? I want to be the owner. I want to own everything. I want to own properties. I want to own business. I want to own a lot of real estate. So what is surrendering? If I surrender, who will, nobody will recognize me. Nobody will respect me. But that is the entire instruction of Bhagavad Gita. If you want eternal happiness, surrender to Krishna. Because he is the source, he is the owner of happiness. So an intelligent person will always go and seek whatever you lack. You go and seek somebody who has got that much, right? So and Krishna is the owner. So other than that, if you're going to ignore Krishna and try to find happiness, it's not going to happen. That's the entire purpose of, one of the important purpose of Bhagavad Gita, all the Shastra. So, Pavan Prabhu, any thoughts?
Yeah, Prabhu. I think we've been discussing this for the last couple of days. I think on Wednesday also we discussed it. I think I mentioned this on Wednesday too. I'll just repeat it. I think when I first kind of went through this concept here in the class, I remembered all the Indian like the God movies that we used to see, where even all the demigods, when they had problems, they all go to Krishna and Vishnu. So which kind of never registered to us at that point. But when we kind of go through this, it kind of links to that space where they were kind of trying to tell us that everything again goes back to Godhead Krishna, and anything that we go to the demigods are just for our temporary material bliss, and that is not something which will give us permanent happiness.
Yes. Haribol Prabhu. Let us see who else.
Prabhu, one question I have.
Sure.
So in all the prayers that we do, right? So we pray to Lord Ganesha first to help us finish our prayer, right? So we are still taking the help of a demigod, but to say ask him to make sure that there are no vignas in the prayer that we are doing for the Supreme God. Is that okay, or that kind of requests are okay, or is that also considered a material request, Prabhuji?
Actually, as explained and instructed by our acharyas, it is not needed, because we have to again understand here, these verses are all for people who have reached the stage of complete that Krishna is everything. Sarvam Vasudeva Sarvam Miti. Right? Once if you have reached that kind of, he's calling them as Mahatma. So now you decide, Prabhu, you want to be in the Mahatma category or you still need some more time, then you get back to the normal, the material nature, which are all controlled by the devatas. And maybe you may need some more time to understand more about what is dharma, what is the real meaning of artha. The real meaning of artha is to surrender everything to Krishna. What is kama? Kama means I'm going to be attached to Krishna, the Supreme Lord. That's what it is. Moksha means we are not even, what we are saying is that Krishna, please accept me. Accept me as your devotee, as your servant. We want to serve you all the time. Like Prahlad Maharaj, his prayers were just to remember Krishna. That was his only prayer, nothing else. So your answer actually is on the question, what do you want? Right now you have some information. Krishna is saying that the person is very, very, he's a Mahatma. If somebody knows Vasudeva Sarvam Miti. So beyond this, if you think that you need the help of Lord Ganesh to facilitate that, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that you really don't need it. But if you want to, if you really feel like that, he says that you pray to Lord Ganesh to give only that kind of a move to surrender to Krishna. That much you can ask. Spiritual, that become, it's not material anymore. Like we discussed a couple of verses yesterday from Bhagavatam also. The gopis are all worshipping the goddess Katyayani, and their goal, their prayer is that nothing for them. They're saying, "Oh, goddess mother, please give us a husband like Krishna." So their ultimate goal is Krishna. So that's a very purified way of approaching the devatas. But you really don't have to do that. Because Krishna is here. He's saying, I'll provide you with everything. Chaturvida bhajante maham. Even if you have some material desire, Acharyas have said that you go to Krishna. But it is not desirable. Why? Prabhu, would you like to bathe in both mud water and clean water at the same time?
No, Prabhu. No.
It will not serve much purpose, right? Because on one time it is all the mud water is falling on you, and you are also trying to clean that constantly. So you are left wherever you are. But our goal spiritually is to complete our journey, this material journey, if possible, in this lifetime. So every moment is very precious. We should be like Arjuna. Dronacharya took a test who can really shoot the arrow. He had many of the students, including Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir said that I'm able to see the sky. And the test was that somebody has to hit the eye of the bird. And Yudhishthir was able to see the sky, the tree where the bird was sitting, all the leaves. Like this, every, other Dronacharya students are saying. And when it came to Arjuna, he said that, Guruji, yes, I'm able to see the eyes of the bird. Single pointed. No distraction. Like that, we have to be single pointed, take this serious, committed. Otherwise, it's going to be a very longer journey. And that also is dependent on us. Krishna is giving that free will. You want to finish it off fast, or you want to Bhunam Janmanam Mante, Manushyanam Sahasreshu. Zillions of birth we might have taken. So it's an opportunity. Where we go on from here is what we have to decide, Prabhu. Does it make any sense?
100%. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks for clarifying.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and also we can see that, of course, Vigna Vinasha, even Ganesha is also a devotee of Narasimhadev. And also, right, Prabhuji, even Narasimhadev is also known as Vigna Vinasha. Vigna Vinasha Narasimhadev Bhagwan Ki Jai, we say, right, Prabhuji? So he's getting all that from Narasimhadev, right, Prabhuji?
Yes. Yeah, you are very right, Prabhu. Even Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that in that mood, because Lord Ganesh, he had prayed for, he was praying to Narasimha Bhagavan. And in that mood, if you want to really approach Lord Ganesh, that is doable. But again, his main, Srila Prabhupada's main message was that it is really not needed. You can surrender everything to Krishna. All your material problems, your spiritual advancement, progress, everything give it to Krishna. Krishna says, I will take care of it. Okay. Bhashwati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, very nicely explained. And Prabhuji, I just would like to add that today Lil Govinda Prabhuji was discussing about the bodily conception. So the living entity has too much bodily engaged. And therefore, how much bodily conception will be conscious about our body, our material desires also will increase. So if we can rectify our bodily concept with consciousness and increasing our devotional service, and that way we can reduce the material desire, and also that's why we do not need to go to the demigod to realize that the Supreme Personality of Godhead well, and that's what he was telling Prabhuji. And also another point I would like to add that in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's explained so nicely about Jara Bharat. Jara Bharat, when the dacoit catch him and they were about to kill him, then their goddess Kali actually saved Jara Bharat, and she appeared, and the dacoits were like totally surprised. And so actually the demigods helped the pure devotees of the Lord. So the demigods, they are so merciful, and to the Lord, pure devotees of the Lord. So that's what I'd like to add.
Hare Krishna Mataji. That's a very, very nice point. It is the mood of the devotee to approach this, as Mataji was mentioning. The devatas, they can be also helpful, but for us, since our time is very limited, we are not living in the yuga of Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, where the living entities had much longer timeline. We have a much shorter timeline. Okay, so even if you get 5 minutes, we should try to spend that to Krishna, because as it is, the main problem today, if you ask anybody from 5-year-old to 80-year-old, they will say, "Oh, I don't have time. Too many things going on." So, in this kind of a situation, what are you going to do? We get hardly few minutes to think about God. And are we going to get distracted, or we just be like Arjuna and just want to see the bird, the eye of the bird, and done. That's it. So it needs a single pointed, complete commitment, dedication. Otherwise, there is nothing wrong. Devatas are also good. Devotees, one thing, devatas are all in a much higher platform. Have you heard any story? Devatas did not perform their obligation, their duties? It's not possible. Surya, what will happen if Surya doesn't function even for a single moment? What will happen? Scientists say that if we don't have sun for 7 days, the entire planet Earth will be frozen. It will completely be frozen. Everybody. So sun is so powerful, and the sun has not failed to perform even for a fraction of a second. So dedicated, the Surya is working under the direction of Lord Krishna. So they are all very powerful, very highly elevated, very highly dedicated to Krishna. Lot more is going to come, devotees, in the next chapter, next verses. In chapter 10, Krishna is going to pinpoint by name. You would say, what would you say? Aham adir I devanam. I am the source of all the devas. It will come in chapter 10, I think, verse number 2. Aham adir I devanam. Meaning, I am the origin of all these devatas. He will pinpoint, he will say of all the Rudras, I'm the Shankara. And he would even tell Arjuna, of all the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. So Krishna is everything. The question is that how much can we, take advantage of this moment? We have some idea. We have not perfected Vasudeva Sarvamiti. We have not. We have just, the understanding has got three components. First, you hear the concept, implement it, and then perfect in that implementation. There are three steps. And we are, maybe you're all much elevated. At least I'm just in the right now understanding the realization of Vasudeva Sarvamiti. I have to implement 24/7 whenever it happens. I have to think that everything is happening because of Vasudeva Krishna. And then I have to perfect that. All 24/7, 365, that becomes my lifestyle, integrated. I'll be working in the office, but my mind, my consciousness is all dependent on Krishna. Mahesh Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. So I have a question from yesterday we were talking about not to worship the demigods, but just the Lord Sri Krishna. And we should take the help from Guru, our Guru, Guruji or Guru. So the question is can we have more than one Guru or just one Guru, or is there a way, Prabhupada ji is giving us a guidance how to find the Guru, or how I can reach to the Guru? Yeah. So could you please explain?
I would request Baldev Prabhu to respond to this, but it is said that if you are sincere in your spiritual path, at this moment, we even don't know much about Krishna. We are hearing, we are learning something. Nobody knows full about Krishna. Krishna himself says, it's not possible. E yata mam prapatyante tam tataisva bhajamiham. As much as you want to know, I will reveal you. So if you want to know more and more, you will be so you want to know about the most. We want to know more and more is about Bollywood actor. What did he do? Did he go to this party? That was so much interested we are. Like that 10,000 times we have to be interested in knowing more about Krishna. I really want to know why Krishna appeared. What were his leelas? What is his main purpose? Right? And if you want to know more and more, he will reveal you. And then he will send you a guru. Okay. And that guru will take you to Krishna. Everything will be very clear. You first of all start with a very sincere prayer, sincere mood that I really want to understand you, Krishna. Krishna will believe me. Krishna will immediately send you a very, the perfect guru for you. Baldev Prabhu, please explain more. Prabhu. Okay, maybe Prabhuji might be busy. Subal Prabhu, you want to say anything about the Guru?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, as you mentioned, we can have many gurus. Siksha gurus, there will be anyone. In fact, when we see that, even a tree can also be a Siksha guru. A grass can also, teach us so many things. So that way, we can have, of course, Diksha Guru will be one, but Siksha Gurus, we can have as many as, each and every person can become Siksha Guru because we learn something from everybody.
Everyone, yeah.
Prabhu, for anything, what is the first requirement, Prabhu, for doing anything? we have to have a desire, right?
Right.
Yeah, unless that is there, Krishna is not in the picture.
Correct.
Krishna normally doesn't bother us. If we are happy with our material world, we are happy with our job, we are taking care of whatever we have, Krishna leaves us, But if we have that desire, then no, this is something is missing here, What is that? What is the first verse in Vedanta Sutra, Prabhu? I forgot. Atato Brahma Jignasa. That awakening. When a person really wants to know, hey, you know what? Something is missing here. I really want to know who am I. This awakening, inquisitiveness, right? That once if you get that will take you to the layers of, wanting to know more about God. And as Prabhuji was mentioning, there can be many, many gurus. And then you take a very formal, kind of a guidance from a spiritual master.
Yeah, I got that. Thank you.
Even Krishna had a guru. Sandipani Pandit. Yeah. And Lord Ramchandra had a guru.
Correct.
Even they are displaying that, yes. Why? Do Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, do they need a guru? No. Just to give us as an, example, as a role model.
As a role model, yeah.
Krishna used to worship, he says, I worship the Brahmanas. Krishna, the reason he's saying everything comes out of him. Brahmana comes out of Krishna. But he's giving us the culture, is giving us the understanding, the faith faith on the gurus.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Sorry. Okay. Krishna Mataji, Shalini Mataji, you are all quiet today. Hopefully, not because it is right.
Yes, Prabhuji, I can share something. I don't know if my understanding is correct, but the way that I'm interpreting this purport is, let's say for self-realization, suppose we need like 1,000 times we have to say Hare Krishna, Mahamantra. I'm just giving an example. But out of those 1,000, we have reached 500, and then we start asking for material things. Oh, give me a promotion, give me a car, give me a this, that, everything. So we are using our, instead of using it for the real truth, we are now using it for things that are distracting us from the path. And that is why Krishna may not support that. He wants us to reach that ultimate goal, the ultimate truth. But the demigods may fulfill that and let you use the 500 names that, times that you've accumulated, and that you have what you want. So that is why instead of getting distracted with the material things, from the way I'm interpreting this is we should just focus on Krishna, because he knows what is best for us and how we can get to the ultimate truth. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
One main thing we are forgetting here, somehow we are, at least some of the common, it seems like if we want material benefits, we'll go to devatas, they will immediately fulfill it. It doesn't happen like that. Otherwise, we'll be very happy here, right? Right. If you get everything here in the material world, why would even we bother about Krishna? Krishna says it's not going to happen. Why it does not happen? Because the ultimate sanction, approval is from Krishna only. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Unless he approves, you're not going to get anything. It's not that I'm not thinking about Krishna, I will immediately go to some devata, I'll be very happy, devata will give me all money. The problem is that even if you get money, even if you get name, fame, power, it's not going to long last. It's not eternal. And that only an intelligent person will understand. That's why Jnani, Krishna has already talked about that. A Jnani becomes very detached. He has gone through all this cycle zillions of times. And then he understands, you know what, even if I get all this thing, I'm not going to be happy because it's all short-lived. So what shall I do now? Then they get to understand Krishna, and then that becomes deeper and deeper, more, intense. And then we get into the stage of Krishna Prema. That is a very high level of thing, but it is possible. It needs a lot of work to be done.
Thank you for explaining, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'd like to say something. From whatever I've understood from this past few lectures, that when a living entity desires to fulfill their material sense gratification, they usually worship demigods. But when living entity desires to serve and satisfy Supreme Lord, they surrender onto Krishna. So basically, when we worship demigods, we are being selfish. And when we worship and surrender onto the lotus feet of Krishna, we become selfless. Correct me if I'm wrong, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, absolutely. You are right. You are right. But there are times when even devotees, they may have some need. But a pure devotee, see, again, this devotee is, it's kind of a large group of, souls. It is not that all devotees are equal. There are many level steps of devotee path, right? So a pure devotee, he will not go to Krishna for material thing. Sudama, Krishna's childhood friend, he was very poor, Brahmana. And out of sheer, he has no other means. His wife tells him, compels him, it's enough. Now, they had only one handful of poha, which is the puffed rice. That's it. Nothing else in the home. She said that, you remember your friend is the king. He's now, Dwaraka, everybody is glorifying him. Can't you just even go and ask him, at least not for money, nothing, but for food? What will our kids eat? Nothing. He was so poor. And he takes that handful of poha. We all know the story. He will meet with Krishna. And Krishna, while discussing, and what he would do, he would wash the feet of Sudama because he's a Brahmana. So again, this is what we have to understand. The Supreme Lord becomes in a servitude mode for the devotees. When the Mahabharat war is going on, Arjuna used to go to sleep by 8:30, 9 p.m. I'm feeling very sleepy. I have to get ready for tomorrow. But Krishna used to awake. I mean, Krishna doesn't sleep, right? But he used to always think about what he has to do, how he has to plan for next day. He will keep all the horses ready and make everything ready for Arjuna. So this is all symbolic. The Lord need not do all this thing, but he likes helping the devotees. So anyhow, Sudama goes, and Krishna would ask, I'm sure Sudama, my sister-in-law, which is Sudama's wife, she would have given something for me. She would never send you without something for me. You would say, he would be very, very embarrassed, ashamed of himself. What can I? And he's looking at the opulence. Krishna has got such a big palace in Dwaraka, all royal, Rukmani, hundreds of servants and guards. He would say, no, I did not bring anything. But Krishna would say, no, it's not possible. Give me what you have. He would snatch the handful of poha from Sudama, and he would eat that, And when Sudama returned back to his home has completely changed. And even then, Sudama did not ask anything to Krishna. That is the devotee's mind. That is the devotee's mood. He will not ask. Even though he was forced to ask, his kids don't have anything to eat the next meal. But that's the mood of the devotee, pure devotee. Now, some of us, someone like me, aspiring devotees, we still have some material things. Oh, I need to do certain things. Krishna, please help. I'm not going to the devatas, but I'm Chaturvidya Bhajante Mam. I'm still going to Krishna. Please help me from this, material challenge or something need to happen. Krishna accept that. That's why he's saying, even then, go to Krishna. If you have some very, very material challenge. But Acharya says a pure devotee will not ask for material. Baldev Sir Prabhu?
Prabhu, very nicely discussed. And that is, you just repeated what I was thinking, that I'm not a that level. As my devotee, a lot of material activities around me I am involved with. So sometimes I need to make the material fulfillment also for so many things. So I pray, and definitely I pray to Krishna. If Krishna thinks that that is good for me and for my bhakti, he'll accept, or otherwise he'll do something different for me that will accept as well. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, I'm sure you know it. That right, that the Maro bi Rakho bi
Yes.
Jo Ichha Tuhara, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, it's a Bengali kind of a verse. Bhashati Mataji, you know the full verse?
Hare Krishna, Rakhe Krishna. Yeah,
This is Maro bi Rakho bi.
Ami tu tomar. It
Jo Ichha Tumara. Meaning.
Oh, okay. Nitto dashu prati tua odhikara. Manusho deho geho jo kichu mor orpilu tua pode nando kishore. That's Bhaktivinoda Thakur's.
Exactly. Bhaktivinoda, absolutely. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, whether you, Lord, you are going to give me some, difficulties, marobi, meaning if you want to hurt me, that's also okay. If you want to protect me, that's also okay. Whatever is your wish, you utilize me. That's the mood of a pure devotee. So the question of asking anything material with Krishna does not arise. But the question is, devotee, we are not in the platform of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but these are all our the mood that we should cultivate. This is the mood, the bhakti mood we should aspire to cultivate, that more and more become stronger. Okay, who else? I'm still trying to find out who is CG. Would you be able to say something?
Prabhuji, this is Chandra. This is the first time I'm joining.
Okay.
So I need to attend some more sessions and start getting it. I recently met my friend who usually follows this. They are in a different city. I got a gift as well, like the Bhagavad Gita book. I started reading the preface, completed. And I also come across this program. So thought of joining and participate and start understanding the things.
Chandra Prabhuji, welcome to our, this is a study group, Prabhu. We read from Monday, every Monday to Friday.
Okay.
In the evening, 8 to 9 through Zoom. And, we go verse by verse. Our biggest resource, help, strength is all the translation, the purport, and all the explanation given by Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder, Acharya of ISKCON. So we kind of stick to the, they have all gone, like it's like a John Hopkins has done a research work. You don't do again whenever they have done it. Or who is the biggest research, Mataji, Bhashati Mataji? Let's say in medicine, who is number one now? Prabhu? Baldeswar Prabhu?
It depends, Prabhu, different fields.
Different fields.
Yeah.
So, the leaders, once they have done their, similarly in spirituality also, you have to understand from where I'm getting this knowledge. Who are these people? Do they have a lineage? Is it coming from the Bhagavan, Krishna? Is it coming from him? Or is it something self-manufactured? Because in today's world, that is also another challenge. There are so many self-proclaimed gurus and things like that. So ours is a very nice, spiritual lineage from Krishna to, Madhvacharya, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to our Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya. And then we have other Guru Maharaj and so on. So it is several layers of several generation after generation, they've gone through this philosophy and they have come up with a lot of, explanation of what we need to do. So we take this as a very good, as a concrete instruction from Krishna. So please join us, Prabhu, and please share your thoughts also, Prabhuji. It's not that we are something greater or superior to you. We are all trying to understand Krishna.
Sir, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, Prabhu, you live in Tampa?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. We have many programs also, Prabhu. Every weekend, we almost have a home satsang. Then we also discuss we do quite a bit of kirtans. Then we also discuss Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, very nice prasadam. So if you are available any of the weekends, are you a member of any of the WhatsApp group, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm already a member. I joined like a couple of years ago itself, but I'm not coming regularly or occasionally also. My mother-in-law is a follower. She is in Tirupati. When she visited here also, I took her a couple of times to the satsangs, and also we visited the temple. Top of my head, I'm not getting it. It's near Jacksonville, the temple, big temple nearby for us. The ISKCON temple. Alachua temple. Yeah. We went for an event also, the holy event, and one more event we participated. But yeah, I'm not coming regularly. It's a regular thing which I need to start doing it. That is where I started reading the slokas, but I think I'm not ready to understand the things. Maybe I don't say it is because of language, but I'm not getting the context why I'm reading this. So I maybe the discussions that we are having today is really helping me the thought. Like when someone say or elaborate it, it's kind of making more and more meaningful. What is that purpose of that sloka? So I will keep learning and participate, Prabhuji. Thank you.
You got an amazing mood, Prabhu, of learning. That is a very good mood. Be open. We can only pour milk if the glass is empty. If the glass is already full, we won't be able to pour any more milk. So it is always in spirituality. We have to keep our mind open. Try to digest all the information. I'm sure it will benefit you. This is all from Krishna. There cannot be any better language, any better instruction from anybody else, because this is from the Supreme, Lord Himself. What to do? This is the manual to life, Prabhu. If you can somehow understand this and follow it, I think it will be a very successful, both materially and also spiritually. It will be a very successful path.
I would also like to add, Prabhuji, one other thing similar to like my experience when I first joined. Before that, I tried to read the Bhagavad Gita on my own, and it's very difficult. But when I joined this class, it helps because we are learning in a group and we have teachers who are able to elaborate it much more and make it much more easier for us to grasp. So it helped me a lot to just continue to like attend these classes, and I'm not an expert, but I'm starting to get a little bit more understanding than before. Hare Krishna.
Shalini Mataji is now a preacher.
No, Prabhuji, you are very kind.
Yeah.
I barely know anything, but I'm learning.
No, that is good. That is good. And especially when you are giving this kind of at least some discussion to your family members, that is very, very good. It's very auspicious. Krishna will be very pleased. So, Chandra Prabhu, again, this everyday session, it is led by different senior devotees. So you will get a very good flavor of different, but we stick to the kind of the format given by our Acharya, because there is no need really to deviate from this. There may be many questions, Prabhu. All our Shastra, if you look at it, so wonderful. It's in the format of question and answer. Bhagavad Gita is completely question and answer. Bhagavatam is a lot of question and answer between a lot of different personalities. So question we have to ask to some extent and then clarify our mind and then keep going, concentrate on the philosophy.
Good. Thank you,
Very
Prabhuji.
good. Very good. Haribol. So, devotees, time is now almost, we got 2 more minutes. Why don't we take some concluding thoughts? Who has not spoken? Raghu Prabhu, you want to say something, Prabhuji?
Yeah, okay. I think all of you have said everything very well. Yesterday you were mentioning how you don't like the term demigods, and I tend to agree with you on that. And I heard this from my late father himself. And he also is in accounting, just like you. He was, I mean. And he told me that, this demigod term is very strange. And he wasn't happy with that. And him being initiated devotee, twice initiated. But anyway, what I know is that from young age, like many Hindu families, we were worshipping Ganesha, Hanuman, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Shiva, and of course Krishna and Rama. So it's all of them. It's not as though we were looking for any particular benefit, but we did the Ganesh Puja when we had to, and we went through all the pujas throughout the year as they came along. But we were, my grandfather himself wore his tilak vertical and signifying Vaishnava. And so it does come down in our family. And but it's not as though we were looking for something from these demigods. I mean, devatas. uh, but in but we did, recognize the importance of each when we were, going through it. Thank you.
It's a point, Raghu Prabhu. Actually, it's a very great point. There are so many, devotees, they go to devatas without selfless also they go. Just, for the, wellness of everybody and, purity, spirituality, being honest. So, devotees, there is more to learn. In chapter 13, Krishna he would give about 4 or 5 verses, just what is a good person, what are his qualities. If you read that, there is a lot of qualities he's talking about, starting from humility, being honest, compassionate, trying to understand God, trying to be very respectful to all the sadhus. Many. There are almost 28, qualities he's talking about. So there is a lot to learn. Only thing what we all have experienced is that this process facilitates those things. It encompasses everything in a very nice way. Very fast we are able to get rid of all the unwanted qualities, what we call as anarthas, and our mind is becoming more purified. That's a very effective process because we are at least trying to understand Krishna. So, yeah, we will continue doing that, Prabhujis. We have a lot more to go. Very, very great. More and more instruction from Krishna. He's going to talk about again a little bit about demigods. He's saying that in the next verse, he's saying that their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship demigods go to the planets of demigods. But my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. This Krishna is saying as a supreme father that, ultimately what do you want? You want the complete happiness, which is called, we may call it as moksha, we may call it as nirvana. In the Western philosophy, it is called as salvation. So that is the ultimate purpose. And why? Because it gives the ultimate purpose of the soul. And until then, we are going to be like fish out of water. Whatever we have, a fish will never be happy. It has got to go back to the water. Like that, right now we are fish out of water. whatever is given to the fish, it will not be able to take it. You can give the best of the best food. You can keep the fish inside a very luxury car, luxury home. The fish will not be, it will be always hankering for water. So same thing, our Atma is hankering for Krishna because it is part and parcel of Krishna, right? So we'll see devotees. And another thing is that in this Kali Yuga, this kind of an association, it facilitates, it expedites the entire process. It's very much recommended. That's why it's called satsang or sankirtana, in a group, in an association, not alone. We'll not be able to do it. We can try to read Bhagavad Gita by ourselves. We may lose the motivation. We may lose the understanding of Bhagavad Gita. So when we do a group study, there are a lot of questions, a lot of thoughts. It improves all our understanding. Okay, devotees, time is 9:04. I think a good time to conclude. Unless Subal Prabhu, Baldev Prabhu got anything to say. Mahesh Prabhu, you want to say something or shall we conclude?
We can conclude, yeah. I'm very happy today that we have this session. Yeah.
Okay, very good, Prabhu. We are extremely happy. Devotees, there is our Baldev Prabhu. He joins exactly at 8 p.m. Wherever he is, I don't know. He may be working from his office. He's a doctor, by the way. And our Shalini Mataji and Krisha Mataji, they join exactly at 8. And now our Mahesh Prabhu, 8.
Yeah.
When I see Mahesh Prabhu, I know it is 8 p.m. Haribol Prabhu. Haribol, we really we enjoy your association. We need your association. This is an effort. Okay.
So Srinaji indeed telling that Shalini Mataji, myself are late. Most people you put us late comers.
Haribol.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ISKCON Temple Sankirtana ki jai, ISKCON Temple study ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Devotees, have a wonderful Krishna consciousness weekend. We will all again get together on Monday.
Hare Krishna.
Tomorrow we have a
Hare Krishna.
if anybody
Go ahead, Prabhu. Subal Prabhu, please announce.
yeah, we in Riverview area, Brandon, we have a Ekadashi satsang. Please join us. We posted in the Brandon group also. If anybody wants, they can ping us. I can resend the details. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Mahesh Prabhu, if you're interested, I can send you the flyer.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
It is in the Brandon, right, Prabhu?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Near Costco. Brandon Costco.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.